session 2 of the Life Loves You project.
We're so happy that you're here with us again today. We'd like to ask you to pull out your Life Loves You folder before we get started. We're going to do a little recap on what we learned in the first session. So I'll give you just a second here. Get out your folders and maybe a pen or a pencil. We are going to start by remembering those two parts of your brain. Shelly, do you remember one of those parts?
New brain.
Yeah. And what does the new brain do? The new brain is that really cool part that's in charge of helping us remember that we can do something different or make a new choice. Yes. Sarah, do you remember the other part of the brain?
Caveman brain.
Yes, that pesky caveman brain. That's the part that's responsible for the fight or flight response. Chemicals that get shot into our body and muscles that cause us to have a physical feeling when we're scared or sad or mad. For some of us, it's sweaty palms, maybe an ouchy tummy, maybe a racing heart. Now that we remember the fight or flight response, I gave everybody a really fun acronym, RAIN, to help you when you get in these sticky situations. And the reason it's important is because if we get in the habit of R, recognizing, A, allowing our feelings, I, investigating why we're having the feelings, and N, nurturing the feelings, we can really alert this new part and move on and start feeling better and seeing how we can take control of our thoughts and emotions.
We talked about the emotional garden and how all of your thoughts, whether good feeling thoughts or yucky feeling thoughts, are a seed, and if you tend to them and pay attention to them, they're going to grow. And we also tend to our garden. And so we sometimes we have weeds and we pull those weeds. And so I want you to think about, have you had any new flowers sprouting since the last time we saw you? Or do you have any new weeds?
I dove into yoga with affirmations and teaching you some new tools for your tool belt. Some new breaths, if you remember any of them. That ocean breath that you, and let it go. And the color breath, thinking of your favorite color that makes you feel safe and cozy. Or one of my favorites, the lion's breath. And did you use any of your breaths or any of your tools this week? Did you notice yourself in situations where you were holding your breath? And if you did, and you didn't recognize it, maybe this week you can try again, because we can always start here.
And now, yes.
And now.
Well, that brings me to session 2 that we're about to get into, and twos. We are excited about this session. We're going to be doing a lot of really fun and helpful things. First, we're going to be talking about your inner bully, and also talking a little bit about outer bullies.
Yes. And we are also going to dive into affirmations and the words that we think and we say and we act upon. And we're going to show you a really cool experiment, a water test.
And then I'm going to be showing you a very super powerful self-help tool called EFT tapping. And I'm going to teach you all about it. And we're going to tap on that inner bully.
Get out of here, inner bully.
Get out of here.
All right, when you're ready, you may start. Hey friends, and welcome back to the Life Loves You project. This is session 2 with Jenny. Today we are going to be talking about inner and outer bullies. What is a bully? Sadly, I think we all know what a bully is, and also the way we feel when we're being treated unkindly by a bully. But today, I want to talk to you about something a little different, something I like to call your inner bully. I wonder what an inner bully is. Oh, I see that you understand and that maybe you have an inner bully. I definitely have an inner bully sometimes. What kind of things does your inner bully do or say to you? Yep, that's right. It's that voice inside of our head that is telling us bad things about us. You're not smart enough. You're not good enough. She doesn't like you. It's that jibber jabber that comes from that voice inside of our head. That is your inner bully. And did you know that we all have an inner bully? Crazy, right? Well, the good news is we can get rid of our inner bullies. And we can do it as often as we need to, because no matter what, that inner bully is going to try to creep in and tell you things that are not helping you, that actually are trying to hurt you. But if you know how, you can get rid of that inner bully at any given time. So to get started, I'd like to do something really super fun. But first I need you to open your folder and pull out the sheet of paper that looks like a blank face and says, "My inner bully." All right, friends. So this can be really hard to do, what we're about to do, and it actually can be really fun as well. But what I'd like you to do is grab a pen or a pencil and your inner bully drawing, and we're going to draw a very simple picture of what our inner bullies look like. And we're also going to write 1 to 3 things, and if you have more, feel free to write those down. 1 to 3 things that bully says to you or about you on a regular basis. So if you are having a hard time thinking of things, or it's hard to write the things because they're scary or mean or unkind, you can hold the thought in your head, but I'd like you to draw a simple drawing of what this bully looks like. Ready? I'm going to do it with you. So while you're writing and drawing, I'm also going to be writing and drawing. And then I'm going to share with you what my bully says to me. All right, friends, let's take a couple minutes here and draw our bullies. Ooh, mine is very ugly sometimes. You're doing such a good job. I am so proud of you that you're able to write these things down. All right, so we're gonna just take about 1 more minute to finish our bully drawings. But while you're finishing up, I'm going to share with you what my bully looks like and what my bully says to me sometimes. My bully sometimes says, "You're chubby." Sometimes my bully says, "You are not smart enough." And sometimes my bully says, "You are not pretty enough." And do you know what I do? I tell this bully, "You know what, bully? You're not invited to my party." And I crumble him up and I throw him away because he is not invited. So, I'd like for you to put your pencils down, and if you haven't finished your drawing, that's okay. And if you haven't written all the things that your bully says, that's okay too. Hold them in your mind. Stand up with your paper. That's right. Pick up your bully right now. Pick him up. Stand up. Ready? On the count of 3, you can squish him up, you can stomp on him, you can tear him up, and then go throw him in the recycling bin. 1, 2, 3, go! Yay! You guys, this is so exciting! Get rid of him. He is not invited to your party, and you have always the right to tell him, "No, thank you." All right, so that was really, really fun, and that always makes me feel really good. And I have to tell you that I do this fairly often. There's something about writing down what that inner bully, that inner voice is saying to you and telling it, I choose differently. I don't want to be a part of what you're saying, and letting it go. And so that inner bully doesn't have as much power over you. And now, like I said, I do this kind of often because if I don't do it, then that bully tries to take over and tell me these things all the time. And then I start to believe those things. But if I get rid of it and I write it down and I'm aware that that bully is trying to talk to me, because now I'm using rain all the time, so I recognize, he's saying things to me that aren't making me feel very good. I'm allowing the feelings because you know what? I don't want to push them down. Well, otherwise they'll fester and get rooted and feel even worse. I am investigating, why is he saying that to me? And I find a tool. I crunch up the piece of paper after I write it down, or I use one of those fantastic breaths, or I do some fun tricks with the hula hoop. I pick a tool and I use it, and it's amazing. And I'm so excited for you to be able to learn some of these tools so you can do the same thing and start getting in control of that inner bully. Now, since we just had to stop and think about the things this bully said, I was wondering if you felt anything, or how did it feel? How does it feel when that inner bully is saying these things to you? Are you feeling some of those fight or flight feelings? Remember when the chemicals are coming in and they're kind of taking over and making me feel scared, like my heart's beating, my tummy's hurting. And I notice that when my inner bully is talking to me like this, it makes me feel really bad and sad and uncomfortable, and I don't like it. So then I use rain and try to get into a better feeling thought. Well, now that we're noticing, does it feel really good when our bully is talking to us like this? And it actually feels pretty bad. I'm wondering if you've ever thought about an outer bully or a person who's unkind or does unkind things to people and you witness it. How do you think that person is feeling? That's right, friends. Probably the same way you are when your inner bully is talking, and maybe even more so much more, that they're acting out on other people and trying to cause other people to feel as bad as they do. There's this really cool story I want to share with you about a bully. A couple weeks ago, I was at a wrestling match with my kids and a whole bunch of their cousins and friends. And all of the children were running around in a separate room playing. There was a little boy who was being really, really unkind to them. He was throwing things at them. He was calling them stupid. He was yelling at them. And so my oldest son, who's 11, was trying to be nice to him, but the little boy was not having it. He wanted to be angry and upset. And so then he really started becoming aggressive and throwing things. So my son came and got me, and I walked into the room where the little boy was. He was standing by the wall when I walked in, and he thought he was going to get in trouble from me. I was going to come in and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" But instead, I walked up to him and I squatted down to where I could see him. And I said, "Hey, how are you? What's going on? Are you okay?" And do you know what that little boy did? He burst into tears. And he actually had a difficult time speaking. He had some type of disability that caused his speech to be a little hard to understand. And when he started speaking, he said, "The kids at my school are mean to me. They throw things at me and they call me stupid." And so my kids and their cousins and friends circled around him and hugged him and said, "We'll be your friends. We like you." And they played for the rest of the afternoon and had such an amazing time and made a new friend. So the point of my story is, I could have come in and yelled at that little boy and told him what he was doing wrong. But instead, I saw him and I heard him. And people were hurting him, and so he was acting out. And he just needed somebody to ask him and to care for him. And it turned out to be a wonderful situation. So I think sometimes if we can notice that other people may be in pain or having issues in their life, it doesn't mean it's okay for people to be mean to you or treat you unkindly, but it does mean that sometimes your light and your brightness can shine on them and allow them to release some of the yucky stuff that they're feeling. Because they they may not understand the inner and outer bully and the fight or flight the way that you do now. And so maybe it's a good opportunity for you to share some of your knowledge and new skills with others. Now I'm excited to hand you over to Sarah so you guys can tap on that inner bully. You are in for a treat, as tapping is one of my favorite tools and favorite things to do, so I am so excited for you to learn this today. Thanks for hanging out with me. I had such an amazing time, and I just know that you are learning so much that's going to be so helpful for you, and you should pat yourself on the back because you're doing an amazing job, and I am so grateful to be on this journey with you.
Hey, you guys, good job. I'm so proud of you for voicing all of the things with Jenny in the inner bully exercise. I bet that felt really, really good to say all the things and crumble it up, rip it up, stomp on it, and tell it goodbye. I don't want you at my party. And now we're going to use my superpower called EFT tapping to make sure that bully doesn't come back for a really long time, and give you another tool you can use when and if it ever comes back. EFT tapping is a super cool self-help tool that helps you free your emotions from your body. It helps you say the things out loud so you can let them go. This is part of the allowing and the investigating and the nurturing it. We're gonna let this wave come in. We're gonna pull the weeds. We're gonna use all of these amazing tools. So let me remind you, do you remember when Jenny told you all about the fight or flight with the saber-toothed tiger and how all these chemicals gets pushed through our body and we start to feel emotions like fear or worries or anger or stress, and we can hold on to them in our body, maybe in our belly, maybe in our chest, maybe in our hands, maybe in our head, wherever it's sitting for you, it's totally okay. But it's so good of you to recognize it. So with EFT tapping, we actually interrupt that fight or flight response, and it helps us get back into our body, and it alerts us to use the new brain so we can have a better feeling thought and a better feeling thought. And all of these things that the inner bully has been telling us, they don't seem so important anymore, and they don't seem true anymore, because all the things your inner bully is telling you, those things are not true about you. That's just a belief that you created from thinking the same thoughts for a really long time. The first thing we're going to do is practice the points. I'm going to show you where they are, and then we're going to try it out together. So the first point is called the karate chop. It is when we're tapping on the side of the hand like this. This is where we're going to do the setup statement, and we're doing it 3 times. And after we do that, we're going to move through the points. And the first one is on top of your head. There you go. Good job. Now the second one is your eyebrow point. Very good. And then we go to the side of the eye. This one is my favorite. I encourage you to notice which one might be your favorite spot, because if you're feeling overwhelmed, sometimes it's easier to just tap on one spot. Under the eye. You're doing a really good job. Under the nose. And these might feel a little silly or look a little silly, but once you try it, I know you're gonna like it. Under the mouth. Good job. We're just practicing the points before we start tapping. And then it's the collar point. And then under the arms. This one makes everybody laugh because it feels like you're acting like a monkey. And then it's under the chest. And the last one is wrists together. Awesome job, you guys. See, it's very easy. And now we're just going to add the words to it. And if you want to close your eyes, you can, because I'm going to tell you what points I'm at, or you can keep your eyes open. I have a feeling that my inner bully might be saying the same things to me like your inner bully says to you. I want you to know that when we do this in a classroom, almost every single thing that one child feels, almost everybody else has had the same belief or thought or feeling too. So you are not alone, and none of these feelings are bad. They're just weeds, and we're gonna pick them, and we're gonna uninvite this inner bully to our day, our parties, our existence, and we're gonna just voice all the things and get rid of it once and for all. And you can always come back to this tapping anytime these inner bully thoughts come back. The first thing I want you to do is find a comfy seat. And I want you to close your eyes and take a nice gentle breath. Let it all go. I like to imagine that I'm breathing in blue skies and I'm breathing out the gray skies. I want you to know that all the thoughts that come up are safe, that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. Just continue to breathe and settle down. Good job. Now I want you to start tapping on the side of your hand. And all you need to do is copy what I'm doing and say what I'm saying. Even though my inner bully is talking to me and it's making me feel bad and icky. That's okay. I love myself anyways. Even though my inner bully says some mean things, and sometimes I believe it. That's okay. I'm ready to let it go. Even though I think and feel bad sometimes. That's okay. I love and accept myself anyways. Good job. Now we're going to go to the top of our head and we're going to voice all the things that your inner bully might say to you. And we're going to let it out. Okay, here we go. Tapping on the top of your head. Say, I am not smart. Eyebrow point. I can't do my homework. Side of the eye. I'm not smart like the other kids. Under the eye. I am super stupid. Under the nose. I am not a good friend. Under the mouth. Nobody wants to play with me. Color point. I am ugly. Under the arms. I'm too tall. Under the chest. I am too short. Wrist point. I should be ashamed of myself. Top of the head. I am completely worthless. Eyebrow point. I'm not good at anything. Side of the eye. Nobody likes me. Under the eye. I hate myself. Under the nose, I hate the way I look. Under the mouth, I deserve to be alone. Color point, I should go away. Under the arms, nobody wants me. Under the chest, everybody else is better than me. Wrist point, I'm not enough. Top of the head, I never do good things. Eyebrow point, I wish I was never born. Side of the eye, I'm not good for anything. Under the eye, I don't like myself. Under the nose, I don't even want to be my friend. Under the mouth, I'm too crazy and wild. Color point, I can't focus. Under the arms, I never do the right thing. Under the chest, nobody wants me around. Wrist point, this is what my inner bully says to me. And I am ready to let it go. Awesome, you guys. Take a breath. Let it go. Good. Saying all the things out loud does not mean you are this person or that you truly believe this, but it does help you voice it so it can lose its power that it has over you. And by tapping on these energy meridians, you're interrupting that fight or flight response. You're taking away the actions from the caveman brain and you're alerting that new brain so you can have a new thought, a better feeling thought, see things in a new perspective. So if you're yawning right now, or you're shivering, or you feel hot, or you're maybe even crying, I cry when I tap all the time. If you're doing that, I'm going to say, I got you, because those are signs that you're letting it go. You're truly releasing it from your core, from your brain, from your heart. It's so good. I'm so proud of you for doing that. And now we're going to tap one more time and we're going to speak the truth and bring in better feeling thoughts that you truly know are the truth about you. The things that are the true you and how things truly are. So if you're ready, we're going to tap again. Starting by tapping on the side of your hand. We're going to say, even though my inner bully has been getting my attention, that's okay. I am letting him go now. Even though I know those things aren't true about me, it's a belief that I've had. And that's okay. I love myself anyways. Even though my bully is not nice sometimes. I'm starting to learn that it's not the truth. That I can choose again. I love myself. Awesome. Let's go to the top of our head and say, I am a good friend. Eyebrow point. I am smart. Side of the eye. It's easy for me to learn new things. Under the eye, I am patient. Under the nose, I know when to be silly. Under the mouth, I know when to be calm. Color point, it's getting easier and easier to do my homework. Under the arms, people love being around me. Under the chest, I am brave and strong. Wrist point, it's okay to be me. Top of the head, I love who I am. Eyebrow point, I love that I can be myself. Side of the eye, I am smarter than I thought. Under the eye, people love being with me. Under the nose, life loves me. Under the mouth, I love life. Color point, I am a gift. Under the arms, no matter what. Under the arms, it's safe to be me. Wrist point, I forgive myself. Top of the head, for believing my inner bully. Eyebrow point, I forgive myself. Side of the eye, for giving my power away. Under the eye, I take my power back now. Under the nose, I am safe. Under the mouth, I am lovable. Color point, I am smart. Under the arms, I am a good friend. Under the chest, I am talented. Wrist point, everything I need is within me. Top of the head, I am lit up from the inside out. Eyebrow point, I am love. Side of the eye, my days are getting easier and easier. Under the eye, it's easy for me to focus. Under the nose, it's easy for me to learn. Under the mouth, it's easy for me to be a good friend. Color point, I am exactly who I am meant to be. Under the arms, I shine my light now. Under the chest, it is beautiful and bright. Wrist point, I love myself more than ever before. Awesome. Take a breath. incredible. I am so proud of you. You just kicked that bully to the curb, and he's not coming back for a really long time. And now, if and when he ever does, you know exactly what to do. Ah, so good. So, so good. Mwah.
Welcome back, friends. Today we are talking about affirmations. Do you know what are affirmations? When we ask this question, when we go into actual schools, a lot of answers that we get are affirmations are nice, kind things that I say to myself, or nice things that you say to yourself. And yes, my friend, this is very true. Affirmations are anything that you think, you speak, or you act upon. So, with that said, what are the affirmations? What are the words that you say and think to yourself? Now that we have a little bit of information about how we can better use our emotions and allow rain to come in, and we know about our emotional garden and the seeds that we plant. So the seeds are like your affirmations, metaphorically speaking. So what are those little seeds that you're putting in? And now that you know a little bit about the inner bully, or you might know a lot about the inner bully, you might think, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had this inner bully, and now I'm realizing that the affirmations, the words that I'm saying and thinking to myself, they might not be as good as you have wanted them to be. So being aware of the affirmations, the things that you're putting out into the environment. I'm going to share with you one of my most favorite experiments ever. It is a water test that was performed by a Japanese scientist named Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto realized that water can be extremely affected by words that are thought or spoken or even prayed upon. When Dr. Emoto did this study, he took little droplets of water and spoke different words. So in your folder, you will find a piece of paper that has this study, and you can see the actual images for yourself. It is so powerful seeing that when beautiful, kind, grateful words were spoken, these clear crystal structures, almost like beautiful works of art, like mosaic paintings, like these amazing snowflakes formed. Look and see if you can notice the difference between the kind words spoken versus the unkind words. When the words of hate are spoken, the water turns rotten and putrid. You can see a shift in the coloring. The coloring from the kind words goes from crystal clear, from white molecules, and it's very condensed and packed. You can see, notice for yourself. And what do you see when you see the waters where the yucky words were spoken to? It's putrid and dingy, and it almost looks rusty, and the molecules are spread open wide. You will also notice there are images of music that was played to the water. So there is beautiful classical music that was played, and recognize the image, and then see the image of what heavy metal looked like. So you can see the difference. And after the study was performed, this water was flash frozen within seconds. So this happened, the sounds of the music, the words, and then the water was flash frozen. So this is telling us, why does this matter to us? Because our bodies are composed of 60 to 80% water, as is the Earth's surface. So this impacts us because we have all of this water. And if we're saying unkind things, like we noticed when we went into a classroom, we noticed the words of the inner bully were very harsh. They were so mean. It actually made me cry, you guys. It is very sad to me that we grow up thinking these horrible things about ourselves, because we really are all just amazing, and we are all trying our best. We all are. That's all that we're doing. So knowing that the words that we think and speak and act upon are affected as water.
And this was my favorite part of this study. As you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, the last two images are images of the Ganges, which is the most polluted waters found in the Himalayan mountains. The Ganges, people go to the bathroom, there's toxins. It is the most disgusting water ever. So see the image of what the Ganges water looked like. And then they took Buddhist monks, and the monks came in and they sent good, kind words, and they prayed, and they literally shifted, and you could see the molecules shifted, and they changed from disgusting waters to bright, pure, amazing works of art. And you don't have to be a Buddhist monk to change the structure of your water. So notice the difference when you say to yourself, I love you, self. And then notice the difference when you say, I hate you. Ugh. Let's go back. I love you, self. I'm grateful for you, self. Notice how you feel when those words are happening. Notice how you feel when different music is playing. Just bring that awareness to the words, the affirmations that you are thinking and speaking and acting upon. So notice that sometimes when your inner bully is coming in, the affirmations, the words that you're saying out loud, they might not be as kind. And as you dove into the outer bully, and we all have experienced bullies, that bully is not feeling that good. And sometimes we turn into that inner bully when our waters are feeling yucky. So allow yourself to reign, to recognize, to allow the feelings, to investigate and nurturing with this tool of using positive affirmations. As we have brought our affirmation cards into schools, we have had students who were so inspired by us, and they created their own affirmation cards. So I encourage you, my friends, it doesn't matter if you consider yourself a creative person or an artistic person, I encourage you to make some affirmation cards of your own. And you can do this by simply taking a blank piece of paper, and you can put a plus in the middle, cut it down the center in the opposite direction, and you can make 4 cards. And you can just cut those out, and you can say things that you know make you feel good, that you might not hear all the time. Because a lot of times when we act out, when friends are acting out, their affirmations are not kind. So we can help ourselves with positive affirmations by writing things like, I am smart enough, I am pretty enough, or I am cool enough, I am smart enough, I look the right way, my body is the right shape. And sometimes it can be hard to hear these words at first. It takes our psyche 200 to 300 times to say a new affirmation, a new word, to believe it as our own truth. So know that it takes time. So I will share with you that I make my affirmations into songs, and then I sing them. And I actually created a song that I was singing because I had some pain inside of my body and I needed to help myself, but I didn't know how I could do it, so I turned it into a song. And this is one of the songs that I sing that I will share with you. My mind is gentle and harmonious. I love myself, I approve of myself. I am free to be me. D, 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 D. Harmony and joy and beauty and safety now surround these children. So think of it, when you're listening to the radio and a song comes on and it just gets stuck with you and you keep playing it and playing it and playing it, how many times do you think you hear it in your mind? So if we can turn our affirmations into songs, we can help them reach us further and faster. And it's so incredible because I find myself, and even my children, I find them waking up and saying their affirmations or singing them out loud. So don't just push it away. I know it's a totally new concept to think of, wow, I have this inner bully. I've been saying unkind things to myself. My inner affirmations haven't been the greatest. But know that the time is now. We don't have to stay stuck in all of that past pains. The time is now that we can choose to change it. So I encourage you to choose your affirmations. And the next time you pick up a glass of water, I want you to reach for that glass of water and see that water and know that your body is composed of water, and what you put into your water, that's who you turn into. That's what you think of. So next time, say kind words to your water. I am grateful for you, water. I love you, water. Or if you're feeling like you're not smart enough or not good enough, saying, I am good enough. I am smart enough. And drink your water and let all of those good affirmations flow into your body. Thank you so much. And this week, I encourage you to be aware, inner fully, in the words that you're thinking and speaking and acting upon. Thank you so much, friends. Namaste.